email. It is Monday the 31st of August. No, it's not Monday the 31st of August. It's Monday the 31st of July. And I have not started working yet because I feel sick. And I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I feel sick. I also am someone who's living with long COVID. And because of these two things, I feel sick, but I've taken medication, just like over-the-counter stuff, and I don't feel too horrible. But I also spent this entire past weekend just resting because I had a long COVID crash. So now it's Monday, and I'm thinking about all of the work that I have to do. I do my PhD part-time, and I have a huge deadline on September 9th, which is to submit my prospectus, or in the UK, my upgrade report. And basically, I don't have that much time. So every day that I'm sick is potentially a day that I have to push my deadline back. So because I'm sick, and I know I don't feel well, or like things like general malaise is how I'm feeling. I don't have chills, I don't have a fever. I felt really rough yesterday, but I feel marginally better today. Because I have taken this medicine, I'm feeling like I feel fine. Like I'm fine enough to like be up right now and like do this laundry. But I'm not sure if I should work. My head is like, you only have like 12 working days, 12 PhD working days to finish the rest of your literature review, your conceptual framework, write your introduction, edit, send it to your supervisors, get their feedback, address their feedback, send it back, send it out to your examiner. And 12 days is not a lot of days to do all of that. So in my head, I'm weighing up, is it worth it to, not worth it, because it's obviously always worth it to rest, but what happens if I take today off and potentially tomorrow, and then that's 2 out of the 3 days I have for this week for my PhD gone? I don't know. I really don't know. In my head, I'm like, maybe I'll just do some reading that I still need to do for this work that I've got going on. Oh, I know I should build in more contingency days. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe after I'm finished doing this laundry, I will look at my project plan and look at the deadlines and see what I can push back and how many more days that I can possibly get in to ensure that I have enough time to work that isn't too stressful. Okay, I'm sitting at my desk now in my office, and I think I'm going to send an email to my supervisors just to let them know that I'm feeling ill and that I might lose a week of work. Okay, I just said what was going on, how I've been feeling, how I'm not feeling so well, and that I think I'm going to have to push back my submission date for my examiner, basically because I have an external examiner and we have to send all of our documents, our upgrade report / proposal, prospectus, I think in the US, to our examiner or our committee a month in advance. So it's really quite tight. Like, you have to give them enough time because it's like a couple hours long and they need to schedule it. And so it's always just a bit changeable. It's pretty frustrating because it's nothing really I can do. It's not because I'm not working hard enough. I have long COVID, and if I have a cold on top of that, I really have to rest. And I'm not trying, I'm not going to come and kill myself for this PhD. I really am not. It's already tried me too many times. Okay, I'm gonna send it now. I decided to head out to a cafe to do an hour to 2 hours of reading, and then I'm gonna come home, and then the rest of the day I am going to rest. I'm back from a successful cafe trip. I made a commitment and a promise to myself that I wasn't going to work all day today because I am ill, even though I'm taking medicine, and that is minimizing my symptoms. But I did what I wanted to do, so now I feel like I still made some progress while still being respectful to the fact that I'm not well. And it's totally fine and okay to rest when you're not well, and to just rest in general. Okay. So it's next day and I am feeling better. I woke up this morning and I didn't feel just like, you know, when you have general malaise and you can just feel in your body that something isn't right. So I am gonna try and do a full day of work today. Today is a PhD day. I call it PhD day because tomorrow is a day when I'll be working at my residency. I'm currently doing a residency, and I'm currently a research creator in residence at FACT here in Liverpool where I live. So tomorrow is a residency day, but I'm actually going to head down to FACT today anyway and work from there. It's a really nice space. Part of my residency means that I get to use the space, so that's what I'm going to do. I am still going to take it easy and see how my body feels. I recently learned about this way of measuring what doctors call the energy envelope if you have chronic fatigue or long COVID. Visually through spoons, the spoon theory. It's at the website But You Don't Look Sick, which is so funny because I always feel like that's super accurate for me. And yeah, I guess I'll insert it here or somewhere, but basically it gives you a visual language to express how much you have left, how much energy you have left of your pacing. And so there's different activities relate to different amounts of spoons. So things like getting up, getting dressed, having a shower, taking care of yourself in that way, that would be 1 spoon. And yeah, it's just quite stark, I think, just how much we do, which impacts the body when you have sort of these autoimmune diseases and disabilities. So yeah, I'm still gonna be taking it quite easy, but I am quite looking forward to getting back into work because I need to finish this chapter, and I want to finish this chapter, and I just want to get on with the next part of my PhD. So heading into fact today to do some PhD work. We'll see how I'm feeling, and I will take you along with me. I didn't used to be a Huel fan before, but my partner was doing Huel and I thought I would try. And Huel Black is the good one. Don't get the regular Huel White. Huel Black, that's where it's at. It's got like 40 grams of protein. 40 grams of protein. Just so much protein in a pretty tasty smoothie malt-like drink. It's just Huel Black. Don't get the Huel White. This is not an ad. Even though in the advertisements, it wasn't described as a feminist movie in terms of, other than the fact it was like, Barbie's everything and he's just Ken. So there's obviously some sort of like, you know, gender power thing there. The thing that I felt was I thought it was going to be quirkier, like a quirkier, weirder movie based on the snippets, based on the like, yeah, the little like hints they were given. I was like, oh, it's gonna be weird and quirky, and I was so excited. And like, because usually when there's like, you know, an ensemble cast, it's usually like, so I wasn't prepared for just like how homogenous it was and how like normie it was. And then I was like, oh, it's a movie about white feminism. Fine, it's Barbie. But I just don't know in terms of what is the usefulness of analysis. Like, I get it that like, you know, I'm a critical internet scholar, which is also part of media. So like, I also overread things and think about the sociological implications. But for me, this just feels like there isn't much to say that hasn't already been said about any other sort of like, you know, it's like, it's a movie about literally a doll. That's why I'm like, what were you expecting? And also surprised that there's been like white women being like, oh my God, the monologue by America Ferrera just like completely was just like the most amazing, powerful thing. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is not new. Like these kinds of like stand up for, that's the question. That's the question. So I had lunch after I finished co-working with my friend Alana, which I think you would have seen, but I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm also not feeling horrible, but I'm trying to accept and acknowledge that my energy envelope and the energy I have on any given day at any given time fluctuates and changes. So I have just made plans to go home in about an hour because, yeah, I think I'm hitting my limit and I don't want to overdo it. The thing with long COVID is that it's like you fluctuate, you go through like phases of feeling really good because your symptoms aren't as bad, so then you overdo it or you do it too much. And then you crash, rinse, repeat, which is just not great for managing or living with a chronic illness or a disability. My work today, I know I have been working on my conceptual framework for what feels like 2 months, but it's actually been about 10 days. Conceptual framework is part of my literature review, and my literature review I have been working on, in general, I've been working on for a number of weeks. So I'm really starting to feel the fatigue that comes along with working on the same piece of work. I have my chapter open right now, and it's currently at 8,500 words, which is too much for my upgrade report / my proposal defense, but I wanted to get just like a version of my full chapter this summer, because when I come back to it probably early next year, it will have changed. My thoughts definitely will have changed, and it will probably be interesting to come back to it, but I really wanted to give myself a good base from which I can build on and change when I come back to it after I've been doing some of my data collection. So yeah, in the next hour or so, I'm just gonna finish this section up here, and then I think I'm gonna call it a day today. So you would have seen that I did workout this morning. I'm doing the same workout that I do when I feel fine, like when I'm not recovering from a weird illness and a long COVID crash. I just really reduced the intensity. So I did that today. I'm still not 100%, but I'm feeling much better. I'm definitely not suffering from the crash that I have been recovering from anymore. So today, I feel like I've been having my own sort of like semi self-enforced like social distancing lockdown, because when you have long COVID and you have a crash, like your world gets so much smaller because you don't feel well, and so you're staying at home to just like rest. So that's what I've been doing since last Thursday, pretty much. I didn't really do anything this weekend. So I'm really feeling like I have cabin fever. So today, look at this little, hold on. There we go. So today I am gonna go into FACT, which is where my residency is at. I'm gonna go into FACT and I'm gonna see how I feel. I'm gonna do maybe 1 to 2 hours of work and then again, see how I feel and just take it from there. To vlog the rest of yesterday. I didn't do anything after finishing working. Yesterday was a PhD day, so I just came back home and pretty much sat on the couch for the rest of the day. Today is Friday and I won't be vlogging today. I'm going to end the vlog here, but today is a Friday and I don't tend to usually work on a Friday, at least for the last couple of weeks, primarily because 1, I'm part-time, so I don't work on my PhD full-time anymore like I did last year, and 2, as part of my explicit attempts to try and pace myself for the amount of mental work that I'm doing, I try to keep Friday as like a creative reset day. So I'm gonna end the vlog here. I'm just getting ready to go for a run, and I may or may not be sharing some running diaries as I try to get back into running a 5K and then hopefully a half marathon in the next sort of 6 to 8 months. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end the vlog here. This is really fun. I actually really enjoyed vlogging. It's been a really long time since I felt like I've had any energy or ability to vlog. So yeah, if you like this, please give me a thumbs up so that the algorithm knows that you watched it and you liked it, and leave me a comment and let me know if you're doing a PhD, if you're interested in doing a PhD, or yeah, just why you clicked on this video and this title. Okay, great. See you guys later. Bye.